How you doing, sir? I hope you're having a peaceful evening, even though considering. And I appreciate you hopping up, and thank you for your comfort as well.
Just out here, man.
I'm sorry, what's up?
Said I'm just out here. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm on my phone, so it might be pretty weather and stuff that we're having.
Yeah, I hear you. I had some tornado stuff going on earlier over here as well. So prayers to everybody out there considering with the weather that's going on. I know it's still getting crazy out there too. Um, so we were trying to, when we were wondering about the boots, that was a Christmas gift. Is that?
Which boots? Because the boots
Uh,
that I just bought him at Boot Barn, I bought them like, I want to say, not the, well, yeah, no. He had them for about 2 weeks. So I just bought them for him. They're gray, and I bought them from Boot Barn.
are they like cowboy boots or hiking boots?
They're kind of like hiking boots. He picked them out. I mean,
Okay.
I don't make him wear anything until he puts it on and decides that he likes it. We spent like an hour and a half. He went through and finally chose what kind
Yeah.
of boots he wanted. And then he put them on. They were a size 9. And he was like, they're kind of tight. And I was like, well, then go get the next size up. And then he went to 9.5. And he was like, well, these feel better. And I'm like, do you want size bigger? Well, I guess. Well, then go find a size 10. And they made him walk around the store in those. And I was like, do you want to go another size? And he was like, sure. And he decided that he liked the 10.5.
That's so particular. That's cute. So particular.
He's
So
growing up to be a young man. So, it's not about me telling him what to do. It's about me advising him on certain things.
right.
When I go buy a pair of shoes, I know I need 10.5 wides because my feet stopped growing and I wear 10.5 wides. His feet are still growing and he's got to figure out what's comfortable for him.
Right. Yeah, they're blazing their own path already, and you got to kind of let them be who they are because everybody's so unique and individual that, everybody's their own spirit and, you have to let them fly as well, when it comes to what they prefer and what they're comfortable in. So those boots were at the house then when you were there? Then- Yep. So those boots were there at the house when you were there the next morning?
When I arrived there Monday morning, there was his old pair of tennis shoes, the new pair of tennis shoes that his mom had bought him, and actually, my brain is so fried.
It's understandable.
So it wasn't the last weekend that I had him that I bought him the boots. It was the weekend before. So he had those boots for approximately 2 months before he went missing. Because I bought him those boots on a Friday after I picked him up, spent an hour and a half at Boot Barn, and his mom was like, well, you're spending money at Boot Barn. He was like, you know what? I want them to last and I want them to be decent. They're water.
Right.
He needs a pair of boots. You said that he outgrew his other pair of boots, so why wouldn't I go buy him a comfortable pair of boots? The last thing you want to do is have something uncomfortable on your feet.
Right. Right. And he's a growing boy at 15, growing quick too. Do you know for sure that he was outgrowing those other pair of boots?
I didn't see the other pair of boots, and she has a tendency of throwing away what he can't wear.
Okay.
And when I went into the house the weekend that I had him before he went missing, he was wearing his new pair of tennis shoes. His old tennis shoes were at the door. And I made him, when I walked in, all three were there. I was like, take those off. Wear the boots. I bought you the boots. Come to the house with the boots because he's got a pair of tennis shoes at my house as well. So if we go fishing, he can put those on, and I'm not worried about him getting wet or whatnot.
Mm.
So that way I don't have to listen to his mom complain with me.
Hmm. Now you mentioned fishing. Was there any fishing spots around the neighborhood at by the house?
Not that I know of. When I take
No.
him, I live in Clarksville,
Okay.
and it's like a 40-minute trip
Yeah.
north to get to the fishing spots I go to.
Okay. Okay.
To fish on Yellow Creek and over by one of the high schools. They got a pond there that they do fishing tournaments out of.
Can I
When it,
can I ask a question back to the house when you were there the morning of the Monday? Is that okay, CJ?
yeah, go ahead.
Can you tell us a little bit how like you know Katie pretty well, and we're with you, Seth. Just so you know, all the way. We've been there every day, and I
Right
mentioned
here, buddy.
CJ's been out there. He would even went out there on Sunday to search all day long, and wear his heart on his sleeve and really go hard on finding Sebastian. But I do have a question about Katie. Um, how was
And
she? You know her. Is that something you can talk about?
I don't like to talk about her.
Okay.
Okay, I
That's
Just
fine.
understand.
I
I
have
talk about her because I was married to her for years, and I've
Mhm.
known her for even longer. And I know things about her that make her mad. She
Mm.
don't talk to me. I see through a lot.
I bet you do.
That's why I asked the question, if that's anything you were comfortable talking about. But that's okay. That's fine. You just
Thing
answered it. You just answered it. It's okay,
is,
Seth.
I don't like to throw mud. I'm
Okay.
above,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I'm not here. The whole thing is that this is not about Chris and Katie. This is about finding my son.
Hmm.
So
Right.
I've listened to some of their podcasts and turn around and go do podcasts so that because people they make people mad and then people want to talk about them and that's what they want.
Right. Deflection, confetti away from the task at hand.
Hmm.
When it comes to that,
But
So
it
I
also,
have some more questions.
yeah,
Okay.
about my son.
yeah. No, but it is ultimately, Seth. It is because what we're trying to do is like figure out, who could have taken him if somebody did, or where could he have gone? Like that's like painting that picture, right? Because that's how you want to look at this. We want to
Yes.
find him alive, correct?
Oh, he's alive.
And these details matter, in that sense that where how can we help in, or how can people who are out there like CJ, how can he help in the search? You know what I mean?
Well, I will tell you that you've been talking to my mom, CJ.
Oh, really? Oh.
You-
I've been asking
you-
her who in the fuck is CJ.
Here I am.
Oh, it's a guy that's been searching, using mediums. He's got a podcast. I'm like, Mom, that doesn't tell me shit. I mean, you know how many people are out there with podcasts
Right.
nowadays?
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Right. Yeah. Right.
And just so happens I pushed in, and I normally will jump on because I don't sleep much anymore. Uh, it really kind of, it really, I worked nights before all this stuff happened. I've been working nights for probably a decade at least, if not longer. And I worked nights when Sebastian was younger and I had respite care because then all they had to do was show up and they could watch TV because Sebastian would be asleep. And then I would go do my little part time jobs while she was going on deployment so that I could have make money, because she was always complaining about the fact that I never made money. And it's like, I was the only
Mm,
one that had a job when we were dating.
mm.
And I was the only one that had a job picked up. part-time job while you were pregnant, and it's like, and then you wouldn't do the things that needed to be done for a family. So I had to do
Hmm.
it. I mean,
Wow. That's a
so
lot. Yeah, especially on one person too. Um, and I really am. I'm busting my tail out there, man, trying to do everything I can. And we're, I was even last week trying to,
I'd rather be doing more searching than I am.
yeah. Well, that's what we're here for, sir. We're here to take your arm and throw it over our shoulder and help you avoid the cracks in the
Right.
sidewalk.
Issue lately is becoming Sebastian's voice, and then trying to, balance Sebastian's army, which is becoming very, very big and fast, and unmanageable at times. Um, it's just like today, I had somebody call me, and all of a sudden, I realized I'd been on the phone talking to them for an hour and 4 minutes, and felt like I wasn't getting anything really. I'm not getting anything done,
Right.
and I've got 6 missed phone calls and 15 text messages. So
Right.
then I get off the phone with that, and I turn around and I call the first person that I missed their call, and I'm answering text messages. And the next thing I know, 6 hours have gone by, and it's like
Yeah.
I spend more time on my phone now than I ever have.
Right.
Even when I had social media, which was years ago, I spend more time on my phone now. I mean, I could go weeks without a phone call except for between me and my son. And it's just now I'm on my phone a lot looking for my son.
And I know that it bothers you because I know I've watched your interviews and I have the same kind of mental, and we're like two birds, one stone kind of guys. And I can imagine how hard that would be to, like you said, 6 hours go by and you probably look at it and you go, did I really accomplish what I could have accomplished with those 6 hours? The two birds, one stone kind of approach.
And I'll tell you right now, no matter what I did in those phone calls, it, my son's not back with me, so
Right, right.
it wasn't anything.
Yeah. And that's why I'm there for you, because I know that you're 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 already doing the job of two families when it comes to the situation. So you're already uh, doing what two should be doing. So it's already hard enough on you. And that's why I have the approach that I do, because I don't, you said just like, now you hit 6 hours of phone calls, this and that. And that's why one thing I never reached out, because I don't want to add to that, to what you're talking about. I would rather be there so I can take some of that away from you. So you do feel, even though you have 6 hours of phone calls, you still know down in your heart that even though you spent time on those calls, there was still an effective effort to try and find your baby boy, even though you weren't necessarily there physically. And that's why I'm glad that you hopped up so I could tell you in person or on camera. And I want to say thank you for your comfort to come up here and hang out with us and talk for a few.
I'm also looking at your chat.
Yeah, if there's anything that you want to mention that you do see there, let me know. I do have a question though. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have a brain. I'm sorry. It went away a long time ago.
You're
Um,
focused. You're focused, and that's the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, yeah.
Is there anything you can help CJ with where to like help you? Like, you know what I mean, Seth? Like, how can he best help you find your son? Tell CJ, because he's literally out there every day, and he
and
travels 3 hours away, each way. So that's 6 hours a day just to search for him.
from my point of view, and I'm dealing with it. Oh, and I'm going to really be dealing with it shortly. But because there's no evidence leading anywhere. Like, we found the glasses. We found the glasses.
Were they his? Were they Sebastian's?
They're close enough to Sebastian to the pictures that I have that I had him bag them and tag them.
Wow. Okay. Because when we watched that press conference, it was like, huh? That's interesting.
Well, Sumner County has come up with any evidence or anything.
Is there, without revealing any information that you might not be able to, would you be able to help lead me in a, maybe not a specific area, but a certain direction of where maybe I could take my search efforts to?
I can tell you where I found the glasses.
Okay, that's perfect. That's
Mhm.
perfect.
210 Hutch in Gallatin.
210. And what was this street again?
Hutch. Don't remember if it was road or court.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate that because
It was in Gallatin.
And that's where
Gallatin.
you were going tomorrow anyway, CJ.
Yeah, we
Right.
talked about this yesterday when we were out in Hendersonville. Remember, we were going to go to Gallatin for a reason?
Yeah. Because I felt like there's 3 areas I felt we needed to focus on, and the first area that we went to, I just felt like I needed to keep looking, even though it was outside of the area that we were focusing on. There was just something that told me to keep looking, in that area, and so I appreciate you giving me a direction because
Now, you do know that volunteers can show up at 126 River Road in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And I've got a lot of my people there that are helping me. And that's where we sit there and we show people where to go look at.
Okay. Has there been a search where you found the glasses already? Is that how you found the search, or has there already been a search in that area to kind of scope it? And
The thing is that Sebastian's alive, so going over places is actually something that we do because we have to. I mean, we can't leave any stone unturned, but the thing is sometimes we have to go back and turn over another stone,
different approach.
because he could be on the move, that's if somebody doesn't have him and, they're moving him from location to location. Hey,
What is
Mom,
your
Dad, I'm going to head to the house. My stomach hurts. And I'm talking to CJ too, by the way.
shout out, Mom? Shout out, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
We love you. When it comes to the 2 scenarios that you just mentioned, what do you feel most makes sense to your soul out of those 2? Or is it a 50-50 kind of thing?
I'm sorry. Yeah, what was that?
Out of the 2 that you just mentioned, whether it was being taken or still on the run, what do you feel in your soul? Does your soul lean one direction or the other, or is it like either or when it comes to what you feel?
Well, here's my thing. All right. Speaking from a law enforcement angle. Hold on. Turn the Bluetooth off.
Yes,
So
this
that you're not connecting
interview,
to my truck.
this was from April 2nd,
Take your time.
2024.
And I'm going to be sideways for a minute.
You're good. We just appreciate you being here in your comfort, sir.
I appreciate everybody who's part of Sebastian's army trying to find Sebastian because he is my life and I need to find him. But the piece of me is missing. Now I look like I have superpowers.
Yeah, you do.
Show him the cartoon, CJ. Show him the cartoon.
Hold on one second.
And
I
while
have to
you look that up, I have a question for you, Seth. If you feel like
Thank you, Matt.
he's still alive, do you feel, and I don't know if you can answer this, but do you feel that all the items that you last saw him in, meaning when he came out from the restaurant, because you saw that picture, like the shoes he was wearing, the clothing he was wearing, do you think that would have been disposed of in that area? So that would be a good lead for CJ to go search.
That's my thing. Is okay. I forgot that I was part law enforcement at this point.
Thank you, Danny.
When I saw the video, I was just happy to see him because I had asked for proof of life.
Of course.
Like within the first week of this happening, I asked for life, and it took them, you know, took them a month and a week to show me that video. I think
What?
See, a month and a week. It took a month and a week to show the Texas Roadhouse video. This is where he tells everybody, check this out, you guys. I was shocked as hell.
Like he's still alive.
I was
Do you
shocked as
feel,
hell.
and I don't know if you can answer this, but do you feel that all the items that you last saw him in, meaning when he came out from the restaurant,
I was so
because you saw
shocked.
that picture, like the shoes he was wearing, the clothing he was wearing, do you think that would have been disposed of in that area? So that would be a good lead for CJ to go search.
that's my thing. Is okay. I forgot that I was part law enforcement at this point. When I saw the video, I was just happy to see him because I had asked for proof of life.
This
Of
is
course.
crazy.
Like within the first week of this happening, I asked for life, and it took them, you know, took them a month and a week to show me that video. I think
What? A month and a week?
I just got to see it last week.
Okay. Okay. A month and a week? Why do you okay, but so since you saw the video, why do you think it took a month and a week? Because if it was just a video leaving the restaurant, well, why what I don't understand. Why would it take so long without saying anything that's incriminating when it comes to whatever nobody's supposed to mention or whatever, or something that might be in the video that nobody knows about? Was there something else than just them leaving without mentioning it? If you can't, was there something else than them just leaving the restaurant?
No idea. I was just happy to see that there was proof of life after I talked with him on Thursday.
Right.
The complete
Love you,
dad
too.
moment. Just happy that I saw my son alive. But
Makes no sense.
it's in jeans and a polo shirt. But at the same point in time, I don't know if that stuff was at the house or whatnot. And I mean,
So
Oh,
you can
so you don't know if the clothes he was wearing in that video were at the house.
sure don't, because I haven't been back to that house not since particular person talked about getting an attorney and suing my sister. You know, his anger stuff was coming out. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to be in here. I know a hostile situation when I see one, and wrong person.
What about the shoe? Give me 1 second, Golf. What about the
Yeah.
shoes? Was the shoes that was in the video at the house?
Check the shoes. I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
I did the same kind of shoes.
Okay,
I just saw him, and I remember that he was wearing jeans and a shirt.
jeans and a shirt. Was it, you said blue jeans, correct? So CJ knows what to look for. Seth?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said blue jeans, correct?
Yeah.
And like, what is it, like a black shirt or a blue shirt, or
I want to say it was like a light blue shirt.
okay,
Right.
light blue shirt. Okay.
I don't think it was a T-shirt because I only saw the back of it until he got into the vehicle.
Okay.
Because the camera shows his backside
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
until he opens the door and gets in.
And
Was
so
there
was
anybody else?
yes. Did he sit in the front seat, Seth, when he sat in the car? Did you see that by any chance?
Yeah, he was in the front seat.
So were you shown any other proof of life, meaning when they got back home to the house, was there any video that you can talk about where you can see two people, two people, meaning he was in the front seat? Have you seen anything like that? Were you shown anything like that?
Nope.
Was there somebody else that was walking by them that might have been with the party that was
Not
maybe didn't get in the vehicle but was parked or leaving with them or split up? No.
all I could see was the camera shows right there at the front, like the fact that they got a parking spot right there at the front of the door.
Mhm.
That's
Can I ask a question, CJ?
Yeah, go ahead.
Seth, being that everybody said that Sebastian was not prone to wander, what, in your opinion, would make Seth or motivate him to leave at night?
Well, I'm Seth and Sebastian.
Sebastian, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. You're not the only one. Everybody gets me and him. They get our names used all the time. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to it. I named him. He's my baby.
Sorry, I do know who you are, and I really do know who Sebastian is. I'm just, yeah.
It's fine. I don't hold it against you. I mean, call me Sebastian. That's still, a recognizing greatness. I don't know because he's never been one to elope. He's never been one to leave, and just there's too much stuff that doesn't make sense about this.
Yeah.
So when you said earlier in one of the interviews that we were watching on Nancy Grace that the only time he would walk outside without his shoes was to take the garbage out. Do you think he would take off like without shoes? And if so, why do you think he would take off without shoes?
That's crazy. There's so many connections in this episode tonight. Now here's another connection. We were actually watching the same Nancy Grace earlier in the show before this. This is crazy. All the connections tonight in the show from the beginning until now. Oh, it's good energy, you guys. It's great energy.
He slips on,
Slips?
and yeah,
Okay.
and normally my trash can
Without shoes? And if so, why do you think he would take off without shoes?
slips on,
Slips?
and yeah,
Okay.
and normally my trash can's in the grass now
Mhm.
because I bought a motorcycle, so I don't have it in front of my garage anymore. It's in the yard. But he wouldn't wear his shoes when he walked out. He was on the concrete,
Okay.
and I was just gonna throw the trash away. But he's got a pair of slip-ons that he wears now to go out there because
Okay.
he doesn't like to get dirty. I mean, even
Right.
when I take fishing, I'm the one that has to bait the hook, and you know, he catches the fish. I'm the one that has to take it off because it's kind of slimy and stuff like that.
Did you see a pair of slips at his mom's, and would he have a pair of slips at his mom's?
I spoke to TBI. The house shoes are there.
Sorry, did you say the house shoes were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So can I go
I-
back to one more question?
We didn't know if we needed to be looking for a pair of house shoes or something.
Mm-hmm. Seth, I have a question. going back, because I know there's cameras in the area, Seth. And have you ever thought about, I don't know if this, I'm sure it's crossed your mind because you've probably gone over this so many times, but I'm just saying that because there's so many cameras in the area, was there anybody ever mentioning to you what time Katie got home with her car? Was she seen on any cameras? And was there somebody, and I know you said earlier you don't know if there was somebody in the front seat, but has this ever come up as a question to you?
It has, and I can't answer it.
Okay.
They don't let the timeline out, so I can't answer anything about the timeline.
Okay.
Okay. I have some more questions for you too. What color was the flashlight?
Supposedly it was yellow,
Yellow? Okay.
and it was
Um,
keychain flashlight.
Keychain
Was it
flashlight.
ever on his keychain,
there-
or meaning
was
did he
it-
take it off?
No, it's a keychain flashlight.
Okay,
Like
so
flashlight with a little thing on there for the key, where you put
okay.
it on the keys.
Hmm.
How bright is that? Would you say? Have you seen him turn it on before?
No, because at my house he actually has a real flashlight.
Okay. Um, when you saw the video of the, well, I guess you didn't recognize the shoes when he was walking outside. Um, is there anything that you could mention to us that would help us in our search that maybe hasn't been mentioned before uh, with a specific area? Or I know you said, do you
Oh,
feel
He's
like,
gone.
oh,
Ended up dropping out now. A lot of the times, whenever he'd be on, you'd see that take place. Sometimes it was a connection thing. You saw it cutting out. But I'm assuming that he probably got a phone call that he was on for a while. A lot of revealing stuff.